Good morning. I'm Lisa Carver, the Executive Director of the Portsmouth Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to another episode of our Chamber Business Chat. I have a special guest this morning with me, Chip Maillet. He's a board member, small business owner, and stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm Lisa Carver with the Portsmouth Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to our Portsmouth Business Chat. I'm joined this morning by Chip Maillet. Chip Maillet is the owner and operator of WIOI-AM and FM. We'll be talking a little bit about that. He has some exciting news about his business. He's also a Chamber of Commerce board member and a community leader in our area. It's a brand new year, and we want to talk a little bit about things going on at the Chamber, some of our Chamber events, and as well as some of our community events. First of all, I'll be talking about our programming that will continue, our Hour of Power. These are monthly sessions that we do, business coaching sessions with Action Business Coach Dave Beam. Dave Beam is from Wheelersburg, Ohio, and we've been doing this programming for about 3 years now, and I hope to have Dave as a future guest on the show with us. And if you'll notice, in January 23rd, we have a great topic coming up called Turning Goals into Reality. What a better way to start the year. And this isn't about New Year's resolutions. It's just really about putting a plan into action and sticking to it. You'll see the topics there for the rest of the year. If any of those interest you, obviously give us a call at the Chamber office. I'll throw our number out there right now, 740-353-7647. If you're interested in any of those sessions, they are free and open to the public, and they are at the Scioto County Welcome Center. We do appreciate you registering just to let us know. They're from 8:30 until 9:30, and like I say, they will continue throughout the year. A lot of business related topics, as well as some personal development topics. Excuse me. Again, it's a new year. A lot of exciting things happening at the Chamber of Commerce. We've lined out a series of informational talks with our Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau out of Cincinnati. Sandy Guile is our representative. And we've lined out a series of talks. First one will be April 10th. The Better Business Bureau, their Center for Ethics, will put on a presentation at the Chamber addressing the origin and the importance and the implementation of ethical practices in the professional setting. That will be April the 10th. April 24th, the Better Business Bureau will be joined by the Bureau of Workers' Comp for a Bureau of Workers' Comp update. And then also October 15th, presentation by the Better Business Bureau on cybersecurity. All of these sessions are free and open to the public. We have a very good relationship with the Better Business Bureau to bring these great topics to the community. And I just want to note the Better Business Bureau one on April 24th that you'll notice there with the Bureau of Workers' Comp. This actually is in cooperation with our Southern Ohio Safety Council, and members can get a meeting credit for that. We'll maybe talk about that at a later date. You'll notice on our events for the year that we have our monthly business after hours lined out for the entire year. These are very popular with our chamber members. We hold them every month at a different member location. Coming up in February, Patter Fam in Wheelersburg, Ohio, and King's Daughters Medical Center will host one at the Patter Fam location. Coming up in March, it's always a big one at the Port City Cafe and Pub. Always a big kickoff for St. Patrick's Day. These are great networking events. Can't stress enough the importance of the networking. We always say with your chamber membership, that is the biggest benefit that you can have is the networking opportunities. And also, let me get to Chip here. I'll introduce Chip again. I have with me Chip Maillet. Again, Chip is a Chamber of Commerce board member. He's been on our board for a number of years. He's past president, vice president, and Chip is also a small business owner, and he is the owner of WIOI Radio, AM, and FM, and I'm going to let him talk a little bit about his exciting news going FM. And but Chip, what would you say your biggest benefit of being a Chamber of Commerce member is? I know you've been a member, and your father before you with the station was.
Well, the radio station went on the radio in 1958, small AM radio station, and of course it's vital to be part of the community, part of the business scene. Of course, the Chamber of Commerce is all about business, and a lot of things. I get to meet a lot of people, be part of what's happening in the scene of our area, from Portsmouth to Wheelersburg to Greenup County, to be part of what's going on. Of course, the business after hours are always a great time. Get to meet a lot of new people and talk about business. And the main thing is getting to know your neighbors, getting to know the business down the street. Radio's about sales and communications, so it's good to be able to walk into the door and say, hi, Mr. Morgan, or hi, so-and-so, that we actually know these people because we interact with them. And of course, part of the success of the community is working together to make things happen, and we do a lot of good things at the Chamber of Commerce. So.
And I like the fact that you brought up Greenup County and Wheelersburg. Of course, Wheelersburg is in Scioto County, and Portsmouth is a regional chamber. That's what we call ourselves, the Portsmouth Area Chamber of Commerce. We do consider ourselves a regional chamber. We have members on both sides of the river in Greenup County, Kentucky, as well as Scioto County, Ohio. We cover the entire county from one end. Scioto County is a pretty big county.
Right, and then in South Shore and Greenup, that's only a driver away from Tiger Woods to hit across the river to bring us. So we're all part of the community.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, my studios are in Greenup, Kentucky, in South Shore, but I have a New Boston license and a Portsmouth address.
You're very you reach both sides of the river too.
Well, we hope to. About the radio station, if I may, we have always been an AM daytime only radio station, as chartered back from the FCC back in the early 50s, late 50s, when it went on the air. And during the rock and roll era, my father used to own the radio station, and we were the first rock and roll radio station in the region. Probably played the first Beatles radio record on the radio in possibly this side of the Mississippi, but
that's cool.
I have a couple old DJs who can tell that's the truth, but we don't have that much time to talk about that story. We've always been AM, and we used to go off the air at night. When the sun went down, we went off the air. Then later, the FCC allowed us to have a low power at night, and then just recently, being an AM-only radio stations, they're struggling across the nation with most people listening to the FM, the stereo. I was surviving by good relationships with clients that would support me. We're also the local affiliate for the Cincinnati Bengals, which people do listen to on the radio. Well, recently the FCC allowed AM stations to apply for what's called an FM translator. That means we can rebroadcast our AM program now on FM. It took quite an investment and about a year to get it put together, but we did, and now I'm on FM 106.7, and that covers the whole county 24/7. At nighttime, when the AM signal would be maybe get outside of the city limits. Now you can hear me basically county line to county line, and that includes into Greenup County and into Lewis County, Kentucky. So it's called a Music of Your Life radio station. We play hits of the decades from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and we call it Music of Your Life. Maybe if you're real young, it's not Music of Your Life, but it's Music of Our Life. So, and being part of the Chamber of Commerce helps me keep in contact with the community.
And that's great. That's exciting news about going FM.
Well, I've been getting a lot of kudos from friends and people that I haven't heard of that they say, now I can hear your broadcast at night where I couldn't before. I can hear the Bengals or your music in the factory because AM wouldn't get through to the compressors or the fluorescent lights buzz, but now it's clear. And you can hear me in both channels.
That's right. And let's talk a little bit about our show that we do.
Yeah, we do. You mentioned a couple things. Lisa and I do what's called Let's Listen to Lisa every Friday. And it's on, I simulcast, so what you hear on the FM is the same thing that's on the AM. And right after the 8 o'clock news every Friday, unless we're on holiday, we talk about what's going on in the community. We have the community calendar. We talk about the events coming up, and sometimes the event that you missed, like the Winterfest. So that's every Friday from about 5 after 8 to 8:30 news. We fill in that half hour and talk. And every Tuesday, you mentioned Sandra Guile of the Better Business Bureau. I do a program with her every Tuesday, and we talk about the local scams and what's happening and trending in ethics. That's every Tuesday right after the 8 o'clock news to about 8:25. So I do a lot of community programming along with sports and music, do local news and weather. That kind of stuff.
That partnership with the Better Business Bureau has been really good for the Chamber of Commerce, and I know it's been really good for you and your listeners.
We're going on the third year now broadcasting, and we call it the BBB Chat. Like
I say, it's been a good partnership for both of us. And I think we probably have enough time. We could probably go into our community calendar a little bit. I know sometimes when I have Kim Bauer with the Convention and Visitors Bureau with me, we go over a lot of the community events. And so we'll go over a lot of our community events now. The Portsmouth Area Chamber of Commerce, along with Main Street Portsmouth and the Portsmouth-Scioto County Visitors Bureau, we compile a calendar, community calendar that has all of the events for the area. And like I say, we work together on this to compile the events, and we make it available to the public. We obviously have hard copies you can pick up in the office. It's also available online at our website at portsmouth.org. And it's just a way that we try to keep the public informed of all the events going on. And one event I want to start with, I want to highlight, make sure we get it in. It's called Portsmouth Today. Now, this is going to be January 30th, and we partner with Main Street Portsmouth to bring this event 4 times a year. We do it once a quarter. And Main Street Portsmouth is another nonprofit in the area. Their mission is historic preservation, and their area that they cover is the historic Boney Fiddle District in downtown Portsmouth. And the director is Joseph Pratt. Joseph is a wonderful, wonderful young man. A lot of great ideas, and in fact, this Portsmouth Today was his idea. We partner with him to line this up. And again, it's 4 times a year. The first one will be January 30th. It's called Portsmouth Today, and the purpose of this, it's a forum to let different organizations get the exposure to talk about themselves. Possibly, if an organization is needing volunteers, this is their platform to come share their message. It's also very event-centered. We'd like to focus on the events that are going on in the area and bring those to the public. And In fact, our Winterfest that just took place in Portsmouth, very successful month-long event in the Portsmouth area. The whole month of December, we had ice skating in Portsmouth for, I'm guessing, the first time, and unless it was on the river, maybe.
No, I used to ice skate in the river, Millbrook Lake, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Let me talk a little bit about, if you don't mind,
Sure.
the Portsmouth Today, because
Yes.
I've gone to, I believe, every one of those, and it's as you and I have been in our community, we have people say there's nothing to do in Portsmouth, and I just want to slap them, as my mom would say. But there are so many things going on in Portsmouth. You have to choose in the weekend. So, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? If you think there's nothing going on, you're not being informed. You need to come to Portsmouth Today. They'll tell you about all the events. I learned about Winterfest. I met some new volunteers. As you know, Lisa, I'm on several community boards, and you and I have been on some boards together, besides the Chamber. And there are many wonderful things going on in Portsmouth, and it's been a renewal. I mean, we've had some bad press from drug addiction and problems in our community, like most communities in America are having now. But there's a group of people from the Portsmouth, Friends of Portsmouth, Main Streets Portsmouth. There's always something, and the Chamber. There's always something going on. Part of the Southern Ohio Port Authority, or not a Port Authority, it used to be, but the Performing Arts Association. We'll talk about some shows coming up too. Sure. So, but come to Portsmouth Today if you want to find out what's going on.
And that's, you talked about everyone complaining, saying there's nothing to do. That's exactly why Joseph and I talked about this event. He is his event, his area is the historic Boney Fiddle District, and he has several of his members and merchants. And while he's out and about, he was hearing so much. Like, well, I don't know what's going on, so this is exactly why we started this event.
There's no reason you don't know what's going on other than you not paying attention.
Exactly. I mean, we have it in print, we have it on our webpage, and now
it's on the radio every Friday.
Exactly.
And not only my radio station, we have some great media outlets throughout the Southern Ohio that have you on the radio, and there's community shows. It's just there's tons of things to do.
Exactly.
January right now, it's kind of nice to take a little break.
Yeah.
But
and that's what I say. We'll have our first Portsmouth Today, and we'll line out the whole first quarter. And we have quite a lineup. We always have Shawnee State. Shawnee State is a very integral part of our community, and we, like I say, we love that partnership we have with Shawnee State. We always put them on the agenda. We give each organization 5 to 7 minutes to talk, and generally this is over with in about an hour and 15 minutes because we pack it full of information. And in fact, you talked about the Winterfest, like I say, that went on the whole month of December. That was actually announced at our Portsmouth
Today. And we set a world record of those people caroling at one time. 1,880.
And that was actually Portsmouth's second Guinness Book of World Record. We're record holders twice.
And I found out about these events by coming to this event. So, and also, if you belong to an organization that wants to tell us about yourselves, get a hold of Lisa or Donna down at the Chamber office and get on the agenda to talk about your event. I learned about what the library was doing with collecting toys. I learned about hikes with Jenny out at the park. I learned about how to be involved with Winterfest, all by spending an hour down at one of these meetings.
Yep, and like you say, we're doing everything we can to try to get the public informed of all the great things going on in our community. And the community calendar is one tool, and the Portsmouth Today is another. And we also, speaking of Main Street, I'll put this event out there. They have their annual chocolate walk coming up in February, and I'm putting this out there now because you got to get tickets soon. It's usually a sellout.
Right.
And this is called the Ellen Vetter Chocolate Walk. Ellen was a Portsmouth native, I believe. She had a little chocolate shop on 2nd Street.
She did. She was also a chamber member. She was one of the first Main Street members, and she came up with the idea of having this pre-Valentine chocolate
Yeah.
walk. Some other communities do it, and said, why can't we do it?
Yeah, her little shop was amazing, and unfortunately, Ellen Vetter passed away, and they do this in her memory. It's called the Ellen Vetter Chocolate Walk, and it is February the 9th. Tickets are available at the Scioto County Welcome Center and the Main Street office, and in fact, our offices are close together inside the Welcome Center, as is the Portsmouth-Scioto County Visitors Bureau. I'm going to throw the Main Street number out there. You'll see it on your screen as well. The Portsmouth Main Street number is 740-464-0203. You can call that information for tickets, and like I say, they are available there at the Welcome Center.
You know, the people watching this program that aren't familiar with the chocolate walk, it's basically like going trick-or-treating. But,
I call it trick-or-treating for adults.
Yeah, we have several businesses, and you go from one place to another, and you get a little treat, and you get to meet the business owner, and they always have specials. If you're shopping for Valentine's Day, take the kids, they love it. You get a chocolate treat everywhere you go, and then it's with the tickets. I don't have the price on it, but they're like $25 or something.
I think they actually start
maybe
around $15.
Maybe $10.
There's two different levels this year.
Okay.
There's a regular ticket, and then there's a premium ticket where you get something a little extra, and you can get a T-shirt and everything. So,
but so come on down and check it out.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy it. And it's throughout our historic district. So.
And we have a little bit of time left. Let's talk about our Vern Rife Center and the Southern Ohio Performing Arts and some of the big things they have coming up. I know you're on that board as well.
I am on that board, and what the Performing Arts is it associates with Shawnee State University and the Vern Rife Center, which is an amazing theater. We bring in top acts, top entertainment every season. Matter of fact, coming up, I believe it is the 12th of February. Jim Brickman, who's one of the most premier pianists in the world right now, and he is going to be there. Real deal about performing. He'll perform and talk with the audience. Tickets are available at the Vern Rife Center for the Arts. Where's the phone number? 351-3600. And then the next performance will be right before St. Patrick's Day, the Ladies of Longford, which is a Celtic group that is out of Columbus, Ohio, but the founder of it is Hilda Fenton Doyle, who was part of Clyde and Hilda in the Portsmouth. And she and her daughters, and along with other band members, have a wonderful program that'll be available. One thing about the Vern Rife Center for the Arts that we're very proud of is that, those two programs, and then we're going to have the Broadway show Chicago, and this is the same show you would see in Cincinnati, the same show you would see in Columbus or Louisville, at about half the price.
Exactly.
You might spend $150 for a seat in Columbus, and you can see this program anywhere from $65 to $85 at the Vern Rife. Same show, exact same actors. I know people that come from Huntington and come from Chillicothe, halfway between here and Columbus, and they come to the Vern Rife Center to see the same show, save a lot of money. They can go out to dinner, see the show for less than if they drove up to Columbus. And we have a jewel of a theater there, so we invite everybody watching to check out, get on the website, Southern Ohio Performing Arts Association or the Vern Rife Center, and check out our shows. We've got an exciting season coming up. I can't tell you because it's not been released yet, but we're going to have some fantastic shows in the upcoming season.
Oh, that's awesome. But like you say, our calendar of event is available online at portsmouth.org. Also, hard copies are available at our office at the Scioto County Welcome Center. We're located at 342 2nd Street in downtown Portsmouth, and we'd invite everybody to come into the Welcome Center. And speaking of the Welcome Center, I know it's not just visit our offices, but we have several local displays. We have in our office, I'm not going to say museum displays, historical displays. We have a Roy Rogers display, a lot of Roy Rogers memorabilia.
Because that's his hometown.
Yes.
He might have been born in Cincinnati, but he was raised in Scioto County.
And
Branch Rickey.
We have a baseball display.
Clyde McCoy. things about our shoe factories, which was historical. Branch Rickey, there's a great display about Branch Rickey, who is namesake.
Who's Branch Rickey?
Who's Branch Rickey?
Let's see,
He was a Major League Baseball manager, coach, scout, and he brought the first African-American ball player to the big leagues, and he signed Jackie Robinson, and he's from our hometown. So there's a lot of history about baseball, music, sports. We have, and it's all on our murals wall too.
Yeah.
You can see all that history on the wall.
That's right. And but like you say, you want to wind things down here. And Chip, I appreciate you joining me today as a board member and as a small business owner and a community leader.
Well, thanks for having me here, Lisa. And again, I'm going to do a selfish plug. Tune in to FM 106.7 or 1010 AM, and you can hear music of your life. And Cincinnati Bengals, hopefully they'll have a better season. We'll have a new coach. We're looking forward to that. And you can listen to Lisa and I every Friday at about 8:05 for Listen to Lisa, and you need to join us. So
Hey, look, there you go.
there's my logo.
That's great.
Thank you. Except I need to change that to put the FM on there. That's an old one, but I thank you there, sir, the producer here.
But want to thank everybody for joining us today. And if you have any questions at all about any of the information that we've put out there today, give us a call at the Portsmouth Area Chamber of Commerce at 740-353-7647, or check us out at our webpage at portsmouth.org. Stay tuned. We will see you next month.